Hello, I am back once again, and I know I'm running a little late today. I am fully aware of that, and that is because, well, I had a friend over, dinner was late, so it was already late because of dinner, and then it kind of snowballed because I was to clean the rabbit's toilet and go to the toilet myself. But we're here now. We have Derail Valley. It is Wednesday. So yeah, let's jump into it then. I have started my stream. Hello, let me see if I can get the camera correct again. Can I? There we go. I got it to move over. Yeah. Also, I did look at a car today with the interest of purchasing said motor vehicle. However, there were some red flags. There were dents that you couldn't really see on pictures. There was damage to the seat that was not in any of the pictures. So, And I thought, well, if it's all cosmetic damage, I'm fine with that as long as it's mechanically sound. Because, it might have some dents, but if it's minor damage, then you can just ignore it. However, we then got the keys to try and start it. And let's just say it did not start at all. Wait, didn't I buy the licenses for that? Let's check. Train length, manual service. So yeah, we ended up like immediately saying no as soon as first it didn't start and the battery sounded dead. So we then went to so the guy then grabbed a jump pack to try, like a booster pack to try and boost the power of the engine a little bit so it might actually start. But even that was... It turned over very quickly. But it just didn't catch and didn't start. And I'm not buying a car that doesn't start. I already have one of those. So yeah, that basically was my adventure with a car today. I have potentially already found another one. It's once again a Renault Twingo because those just look funny. And I kind of want one. But if all of them are going to be this bad quality... Like, I know it's a French car, so I know the problems already arrived there. But, like... It's a little bit annoying if you have to... if you want to buy a car and you go take a look, you go and have a look at it, and then realize that it's absolute garbage, and there's no chance of actually, buying that car. Because now I'm potentially one of a car when I have to go to my job first, which means over the weekend I might have to call in one of my grandparents to ask if I can borrow their car or go with public transit. Or if there's multiple cats. Can I pet the cat? I can't pet the cat. This game is disappointing me. I can't pet the cats. Let's see, what do we have here that I want? Nothing really. I really high-tech demonstrator paint cans. Mounting stands, sticky tape, lighters. Proximity reader, remote signal booster. Sand can. Wait, sand can? Oh, yeah. Amp limiter. Defect detector. Universal control stand. Would be nice to have. Do they not have a label? I think there's a label printer, but I'm not sure it's here. Yeah, basically the experience of trying to buy a car. I mean, if you want to go to a if you want to do it without a company involved, yeah, you have the responsibility. If you mess it up and you buy a car for way too expensive that breaks down often, that's your mistake. But if you buy a car that has, but if you buy a good car, that's a good win. But you have no way of securing that. If you go with a company, you might still have a warranty on your car. They're like, oh yeah, because it's been with us, we're gonna say that if there's any problem within a year, you can come back to us and actually we'll deal with it. Oh, that's a lot of money. Oh, oh, that's less money, and I can't even do this one. Not doing that. Not doing that. Nah. I think of. Let's see. Yeah, those are not. Let's go here. Let's do the long run to the harbor. I think we just came from last episode. Wait, I forgot. I keep forgetting. I'm thinking like, let's grab the locomotive and pick stuff up. Not realizing I have to first locate the stuff that I want to pick up. If I want to pick up some trams, I'm gonna have to find the trams first, and I think I already see them. It is a, let's see, 8-car train, ending at 98. Or 89. Those often get confusing because in Dutch you kind of count it in a weird way. Like if you see, let's gonna find an example here. 81. Like in English, of course, it's 81, but in Dutch, it's basically 1 and 80. You first say the 1 and then add the rest to it. It's so annoying when you cannot hop the fence. Wait, where do I have to... My desk is a mess now, but I need to find a piece of paper that says where I... Yep, there we go. These are the 2 very important pieces of paper. And now we're gonna do a 180. Yep, perfect. Handbrake off, power on. Someday. And also, for you, chat, and for other people that are hearing this, I have a fun challenge. Which might totally backfire. But if I have a car, I kind of want to name it.
Hello.
Hello. Joran,
Yes.
the car was not it.
No. What?
It
Was
had-
it French?
Well, apart from that, it had a couple of dents in the passenger door and the passenger rear side panel that I didn't see. But eventually, like, I was willing to overlook those because it's just some slight cosmetic damage. For $1,000, what can you expect from a car? There was a rip in the driver's seat, pretty deep, which
Okay.
was annoying. But I was like, all right, as long as if it's mechanically sound, I'm still willing to go for it. So he grabbed the keys to start it. It didn't start. It first cranked
Right.
slowly because the battery was basically dead. And he grabbed the booster pack to, you know, give the battery a little bit of a boost. So it cranked over quickly and did nothing more.
Aha.
So we just said no thank you and walked away.
Yeah, that sounds like a project.
Sounds like a company that doesn't take care of their cars that they sell.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's $1,000 and that's not a lot. But you can still make sure that they actually start and run. Also, a nasty trick that they'll do is they preheat the engine so that,
It'll
you
run
know,
better.
yeah, because I don't know if you've noticed it, but a cold engine will often rev a little bit rougher. It doesn't really go all that well. Because, you know, it's
Mhm.
fighting
My extra cutscenes.
slightly thicker oil. Due to the fact that it's still cold, because the hotter oil gets, the thinner it becomes. So it's still fighting that and everything. Nothing is fully heat soaked yet. And yeah. The engine has run before. So what I'm gonna do tomorrow probably is go to another one. Don't tell them I'm coming by. And well, maybe I'll give them a phone call for like, hey, I'm interested in your Twingo. When can I come by? And I just say today, alright, be there in like 15 minutes. It's a very short bike ride from here. Then they have no choice but to deal with the car cold or have it running slightly hot when I get there. Sadly, this one doesn't have like a sliding roof. But it does have air conditioning.
Okay.
which you can turn on and off with a single button. There's just a
Why is
button
there a
that says
Beyblade?
AC. I mean, at least there's a race button for that. They have an Assetto Corsa button. But yeah, hopefully that car will be it, because if I can buy it this week, then I can go to work next week.
Yeah. That would be nice, I guess.
I mean, I could take it to work next week. I can bring it. I can ask me for like 1 or 2 days, because I don't really want to bother my grandparents a lot with asking if I can borrow the car for like a couple days. Because in 2 days I will be putting 120 kilometers on it.
Uh-huh.
Also, if I'm going to
For
be
what?
working at the company for a while, I guess I could also look into maybe finding homes in that area. Because, you know, if I can cut my commute short by simply moving closer, that would be amazing.
Yeah. It's hard to get a home though, but
Yeah, I
would
could
be
first
great,
save up
yeah.
for like 4 or 5 years and actually buy, not rent, but buy an actual house.
Yeah, that'd be the dream.
Well, I pretty much have to save 1,500 euros a month for, like, let's say 4 years. So we have, let me grab my calculator real quick that I always have on hand, because what else? Let's just say, I managed to save 1,500 a year. We do that times 12. In 1 year, I can save 18,000. Now, let's say I save 15,000 a year, because I'm going to be spending a little bit as well. That means if I do that times, if I save it for 4 years, that is 60,000 saved. I think with 60,000 you can pretty much get a decent loan. And if I go for like a house in like a small village somewhere in between, or just somewhere closer, then that would be amazing. That would be way better. Of course, I would be spending a lot more money on actual living things, and I have to live on my own, or find a partner who is willing to live with me, or find even somebody that's willing to live with me.
Yeah, that can be a challenge. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I know what happens if we would live in the same house. There would be daily pool noodle fights.
Yeah, good chance, honestly.
Yeah.
Why can't he just die? Excuse me?
But yeah. First order of
There we
business is actually trying to get a car for next week, and if that isn't possible, the week after that. But trying to get a car as quickly as possible. And you know,
Has proved difficult, I presume.
well, if the car you're going to look at doesn't even start, then, you know. Also, what it could have been is a switch that I know Twingos have, which basically kills the fuel in case of a crash. But if that switch trips, you are not starting your engine. You can have fuel, it will not start. Oh, because one little resettable switch tripped. Like, of course, it's for your own safety, and I fully understand that. But it can wreck people's resale
Seems a
value.
little too understanding.
Well, that can be the problem. It can also not be the problem at all and actually just has issues. I need to go there sometime.
What? Did they just forget the subtitles? I think they forgot the subtitles. I don't speak
Nick 'em.
Japanese.
Hold on, we have moved down from there. We have to move right. That is a 60, but we're doing 70. It
Yeah,
is
that's perfectly
slight-
legal.
No, that's slight overspeed on train tracks, which is a high chance of derailment. Luckily, I solved that problem by slowing down.
Okay, guys, I do have a question.
Yes?
Does Dougie exist?
Yes, Lucky exists.
Because I've never heard him.
And immediately unmutes.
You just unmute it,
Huh?
but doesn't say anything.
Yeah, but that's usually the case. He's unmuted, but I never hear him.
I've spoken a lot with him. Earlier I went through a bunch of my old drawings with him.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I guess I'm just very scary.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks,
That
guys.
was- yeah.
Well,
We...
don't worry about it, Ducky. It seems that more people frighten me. You're not alone.
Godon, you just need to lighten up. Maybe with those light quotes that we gave you for your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, we haven't discussed those yet.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
Yes. Enlighten,
Yeah.
enlighten us about the quotes.
What?
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a
Well, I
chat.
was wondering what Jim was laughing about, but I presume it's the game.
Live action cutscenes.
Those are great.
Yeah,
They
chat, if
are.
you don't know what to talk to, we gave him a bunch of, like a bunch of lights. I need to slow down
Yeah,
rapidly.
I still don't know what to do with those.
Turn them on.
What do I do with... But
Okay.
Light some candles, get
need
the
them to be
mood
turned-
going, and then turn them on.
Okay, well, why would I need to get the mood going?
To turn the lights on.
Yeah, but okay. What mood though? Are we
I don't know.
referring to here?
I don't know what the lights are into.
Is it like a silent whisper starts playing mood? Well, what are we talking here?
Probably.
How romantic. Dinner with
Dinner by candlelight, yes.
with campinglichten. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, he immediately unmuted Jim, but he has remuted, so it didn't
Yeah, that
last
can-
very long.
It can happen if people don't want to talk or somebody enters the room and, you know. That's generally my tactic if somebody enters. Somebody.
Yeah, well,
decides-
not everybody here mutes when somebody comes in.
Yes.
Jim.
No, why would I?
My point exactly.
What did I do? Where am I going?
To the mute button when somebody comes into your room.
No. Surely you just go in here. Oh, I'm stupid. There's a door. Okay.
I mean, I even go far enough as to deafen. Purely so I can actually fully focus on what the person is asking from me.
Yes, because you know that's social.
Yes, that is the polite thing to do. Abandoning an entire
Yes.
conversation because somebody else enters your room.
Exactly.
Well, that might have more pressing issues than, you know, just a conversation.
Potentially. Or you know, maybe they don't. But well, whatever.
Well, if it can be a text,
You know,
it can
I
be a
always
text.
forget. I always forget Nero can just punch things.
Yeah. People are able to do that.
Let me
Yeah, but here it's a game
charge my
mechanic.
phone with a cable.
It's a game mechanic that he punches people in an action-driven game.
Well, no, normally the button is for grabbing. But if you do it during an attack, you just get a fist to just punch things while you still attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like a plan to me.
I wonder how much damage it does.
Apparently enough.
No idea, because I haven't used it.
30.
You haven't used the punch.
We're doing 30.
No! Well, I've used the dedicated punching arm.
Right now I have to wait till most of my train is off of that tight bend. Alright. Then we walk over to the stand and we give it a little bit of gas. A little bit of throttle.
Gas, gas, gas.
Yes, in a train. You can actually multi-track drift in this game. Like if you time it correctly and do it hard enough, you will set the switch. You will switch the tracks in between the two. Like the first set of wheels is over it. The second set of wheels is over it. And then you just whee. But more often than not, it just bounces you back. Like it sort of almost like a rubber band pulls you back in.
I forgot he begins to Mega Man or like jump when you have this.
Right, can I power through this? I need to power up this hill. We are already slowing down. Oh, this is gonna be a nasty way to go up a hill. I'm managing to maintain a steady 23 kilometers per hour. At almost full throttle. Leaving no extra room for more. Oh wait, I'm speeding up a little bit. 24 kilometers per hour. $25. Hello.
Hello.
What?
Yeah. What?
Apparently, my
that.
sister's boyfriend managed to get a drone on a fair. Seriously?
Okay.
All I get is wasted money.
Yay.
Yeah. I still have to find out still have to remember what kind of brand those claw machines are and then actually research on them about how they work. I will find out how they work and I will find out how to cheat them.
Seems unlikely. That
But
would be
probably going the
cheap.
last day because then you might have a bigger chance because they've already
Yeah,
possibly
well,
made
then
their
you're not
profit.
cheating the machine, then you're cheating the system. So that doesn't count.
Yes.
So, try again.
Yeah, well, probably more cheating the system than the machine. But if you know how the machines work, you can get the system. You know the system.
You could, yes.
Because we all know those claw
Maybe.
machines are basically a scam.
Yeah.
They clamp with way too little power to actually lift it up. You either have to get very lucky that it just hangs onto itself, or you actually manage to reach the machine right after enough people have put money into it, and they can then actually give you the price. Alright, we've almost reached the harbor.
What?
Let's check. Has any dumb news happened today?
Any news on Dutch politicians yet? Again?
I am not sure. All I know is that it's raining and I don't like the rain on my train.
Yes. I gotta get back to the priorities in life. real
Yeah, I'm
quick.
running a train. I know you're not supposed to text and drive, but
The train simulator is the most important thing here.
well, I mean, for my stream, it would be very much entertainment if I decide to crash.
Well, why don't you then?
I'll
Because
throw
it
in
would
some
cost a lot of
content.
money.
Well, that was short-lived.
Yeah, we had a deep conversation going here.
Yes.
And as you know, Jim, we're all about deep conversations around here.
Mainly regarding weird and wacky topics. Huh. Apparently, some roadworks managed to flood a street.
Road work ahead. I sure hope it does. Okay.
Well, this time it didn't work.
Oh.
They hit a
Well, that's
water
nothing.
pipe. And then they flooded the street.
Right. Where is this?
In the Netherlands.
Oh.
Yeah. It entered multiple houses. First of all, aren't those things marked on a map somewhere? Like, hey, at this location, on this depth, there is a pipe.
Yes, usually. But who says they got that map?
Or if the map
Yeah.
even is correct.
Well, as we know,
Well, I've
F3.
seen in Dora that maps are always correct.
Exactly, and Dora would never lie, right?
That's right, I lied. I gave Dora the wrong directions.
How dare you, sir? That is quite evil if you were to do that, you know.
Germany's apparently going and gonna try and make military service mandatory. You know.
Well, that went great last time, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Should we be concerned?
Let me actually take off my shoes because they're getting annoying. But here in the Netherlands, we do have that as well, technically. Like, once you're about to turn 18, they send you a letter saying that, hey, in case we find it necessary to, you know, fight, we will ask you to come by and get checked and make sure you are fit to fight, or fit to basically go into the army. I find that system very nice because that means that, well, first of all,
you probably wouldn't get drafted. That's one. That's
yes.
one benefit.
Well, what they might be able to do in this day and age is basically say, oh, you're technical. Well, you're not going onto the battlefield. You're going into the office. You're going to be working on weaponry. They just said, well, you're just gonna be an engineer and just gonna do some engineering and boost our army.
For us.
I mean, if we still get paid, if we can still live our lives normally, then perfect.
Well, there are the moral applications of creating stuff to destroy other humans, which I would not be a fan of.
So that to the people that work at Lockheed Martin.
So what have they done this time?
Do you not know Lockheed Martin as a company? The company that makes a lot of weaponry. The people that work there probably don't have a lot of morals.
Yeah, but that's not Lockheed Martin though. What you're referring to is Skunk Works, which is a subgroup of Lockheed Martin.
Still. My point still stands.
It kind of does it. It kind of just fell in the water just a second ago.
You know, like on stream where everything's just raining.
Why is everything raining?
Well, at least it's raining a lot.
Well, it is the Netherlands, so, you know.
In-game. In the Netherlands, it's actually dry. It's dry at 20 degrees. Oh, but after Friday, it's gonna rain. Oh, yeah, that's why I wanted a car for Friday. So I don't have to get wet when I have to actually sign my contract. Also, I have to.
Telling me Nero can jump over the train.
I have to bring my diploma with me. However,
that makes sense.
They have not specified which one.
If you know which one, don't be an ass about it.
So you're gonna take your swimming one.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I would bring
My
both.
man, they're so not gonna hire you if you do that, though.
I would bring both. Like, which one do you want? I have my engineering diploma and my swimming diploma. Which one do you need?
I got killed by some bats. I'm disappointed in myself. No, not even Batman, just a bat.
Yeah. Was it wood or some sort of plastic or metal. Let me turn the wipers off because I find it really annoying. You see, my train is now drying up slowly. Apply a bunch of brakes because I see a 40 coming up. Like at some point you just know the map. Like every route you take, you're like, oh, well, I have to switch there and there. These are the rough speed limits there. I have to. There's just tight corner there. That's a long straight. All you have to do is a lot of driving. Yeah. But I am still kind of annoyed that I didn't get the car. And it's not because I didn't want it or somebody else took it, just sheer stupidity about not have like that's gonna annoy me for a while now. How a company that sells cars has a car for sale that doesn't start. How are you supposed to get it in then? Or leave the parking lot or go for a test drive? Because if it started and ran smooth, I'd say, well, I'd like to go for a test drive. Because the car looked solid. Apart from, of course, the minor damage from wear and tear over 20 years, but... eh.
Wait, is that...
So now I found a Twingo that's 23 years old. It's older than me. Yay! It's
Sure,
a car.
that will be fine.
Yeah, that thing is ancient then.
It's from 2000,
If it's
2002. So yeah, ancient.
That's like decades ago. 2 to be exact.
2005 is also 2 decades ago.
That's not the point.
No, that feels like yesterday.
No, exactly. That's not that long ago.
I remember the day when... What happened to 2005? When DMC 3 came out, a month before I was born.
Right. No clue what that is, but that's besides the point.
It's Devil May Cry 3.
Oh.
Just a lot of people
Fair.
coming and going.
Fair reaction, honestly. Seems about right.
Hello, Gaming Baron 1. Good to see you again.
We have a regular viewer here.
Yes, with the message, I would like to touch you.
Oh, you do have a face cam nowadays, don't you? So yeah, I guess you should know.
Not
Why
for
do all the
free.
escalators go down? What? Who made this?
And for free, the price to touch me is quite high. If you give me 2 million,
So yeah, I was about to say. So what I'm hearing is that there is a price.
yes, the price is just incredibly high.
Right.
Our communism. There is communism here. I'm gonna eat the food out of my food out of the fridge. That's the neat part. I don't really have any food in the fridge. So there is no opportunity to take my food. Though, could go for a drink. My mouth is dry. So I guess once I've delivered this, I will grab a quick drink. In the form of some lemonade that I bought in London earlier this year. That is still not finished because it's super concentrated.
I don't understand how these bloody calibrated skull sensors work.
Doesn't every sort of step give its own signal strength? Every
Yeah,
single
but I don't
movement?
understand like where to put in all the signal strengths.
Me neither.
Okay, and then what I am worried about is, does entity dying count as
E8 inbound. Oh wait, we're going too fast. Dump some air, slow down.
Ah, crap. That's very annoying.
Slow down.
So I thought like if people fall down the pits, right, and for spleef,
Yeah.
then they die. So I just
Yes.
put a calibrated skull sensor to detect when people die. Apparently, it's for any entity, so the card yeeting that's happening to get rid of all the items that people have triggers the bloody skull sensor.
Well, I do want to go zoom, but not in a train that's going to a corner.
I am realizing if I just put a bunch of wall down that it should probably be fine.
Right, that's what you said correctly. It seems that none of them are empty. Wait, there's one empty one. I think the inbound is empty. So now it's just a matter of setting the switches correctly. And that involves slowing down potentially a little bit. This one, and then changing that one as well. Is that E8 inbound on the harbor? It seems like it. So we are gonna disconnect the train. Oh boy. Wait. Wait a minute. Ducky, did you time yourself out? Let's go to the other side. Let's see if my train is on there completely. Yes, then we dump a bunch of air. Oh shit. No. 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 My train. My locomotive is running away from me. There's actually a real problem. Like, it is slowing down, but not enough. I have to... Well, it's actually quite a good thing, because that means it will go around. It will, if I show this correctly, it will go up here. And then it will roll back, and I can set the switches correctly to have it roll down the center, where I can actually repair it and refuel it. That is, if I can actually get to my train in time. Why is it driving away? Why did I have to make that mistake? I need to install automatic train stops into stuff. Like that man switches, where if it fails, it will absolutely stop all of it. Like, luckily I know that there's an uphill here, coming right up. Yep, yeah, understandable. I'm still running after my train. Come back, you absolute four-wheeled piece of machinery. Come over here. See, now it's slowing down. Because it's going up a 1.5 degree incline. Or percent incline. I'm not sure which one it is. All I know is that I'm on my train. Right, so while this is not just rolling back, I'm gonna turn the job in the meantime and just wait for my train to roll right past me. Also, I just realized I'm probably gonna miss an entire week of streaming at the end of next month.
Why?
Well, I'm gonna be in London from the 30th of September to the 7th of October.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be really difficult to maintain a streaming schedule when I'm away.
Fair.
Oh, hold on, we got one. Let me quickly solve this problem. We're gonna ban, we are gonna report. Spam,
Hello.
scam, bots are tampering. Hello. Scam. Selling. Caps lock turned off. Selling views. Next. Information filled in truthfully. Block. There we go. I had to do it real quick. I had to
Wait. But that sounded very beneficial. I don't know why would you ban that?
Because I'm not a pathetic person that can only grow with the purchase of viewers. If you have to do that,
But that just seems reasonable. So why? Huh?
because you'd
Are
be
you
buying.
sure if you just not admitted it yet, Ju?
I'm not gonna be buying viewers. I'm
No,
not
no.
that
We
pathetic.
that's our duty here. You're right. Speaking of which, when was the next batch of money so we can buy more, or?
As if Twitch is going to pay.
Well, Twitch isn't, but we are.
Yeah, no. There is not a chance that I'm gonna, like, if I were to ever buy viewers and people find out you have the complete right to ban the channel and completely ban all the other all my other social media endeavors that I ever try.
You heard it here first, people. You're allowed to ban him.
If I were to buy viewers.
Exactly.
Because
Okay, that did not work the way I would
that
do
just means that you don't really have the skills and personality and everything to stand out and make yourself known, or that just hasn't happened yet because your stream gets buried within everybody, which means you need to do something unique to make sure that whatever you do, people are actually watching.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are
Live
just
action
doing this,
cutscene.
if you're doing the same thing that everybody else does, which is not really that creative, then yeah. Although I did see something about trying to grow as a channel by just sort of starting up as copying someone's style a little bit, and then slowly, but surely,
Yeah,
like,
that's just finding your thing, though. That's just taking inspiration.
yeah, like for the
for
first
finding your
little
own.
bit of your streaming or social media career, you kind of take heavy inspiration, and slowly but surely you put your own twist on it, make your own separate thing, and then you end up with your own unique channel where people go to watch stuff, or live
Well,
streams for people to interact.
In theory, anyway.
In theory. Of course, some people just never get past the copying phase and just keep copying and not really putting anything unique onto it, and as they grow, it also kind of stumps your growth because at some point people are just seeing you as another copy of.
Yes, which would then be a fair assessment if you are the one copying.
Yes, because then you're just doing that, exactly. But if you put your own positive spin on it, or negative spin depending on what you want to do, that gives you greater power over your own content, over your community. People are going to watch you quicker. Like, they get excited when they see that you've uploaded another video, where you basically become part of someone's daily routine. Which personally would be a great thing if you become part of someone's daily routine of, like, you sit down because they've uploaded a new VOD stream or video. Also, isn't it smarter to put the station office near the roundhouse?
Don't you mean Roadhouse?
No, roundhouse. A house that is round, basically.
But what about Roadhouse?
No. Roundhouse. Because it's centered around.
Please tell me it's square.
Well, no.
That'd be very funny.
It is generally aimed, like, it can be a full circle, it can be a semicircle, but it's centered around a turntable. So, you have your turntable. You
How
enter
do
it
turns
one
have
way.
tables?
The turntable does turn. Otherwise, it's just a table. If a turntable doesn't turn, it's just a table.
But
Sun
does your
Tzu.
turn, does your table turn though, or does your turn table?
My turntable turns.
How the turns have tables.
It was just nice to know that is a dead end. Like they basically say, oh yeah, if you're going this, you have to go slow, and it's a dead end. As if you can't really see that right there. Although I know technically some roundhouses have a pass through where you can enter and exit on both sides.
That's more like a tunnel than a house.
Well, does your house have a back door?
Well, my house is a tunnel as well.
Yes.
That's totally not just to for the sake of this argument. Not at all.
Well, I mean, technically our house is more of a tunnel because it's an apartment, so no other way. We basically have our. You could go in a straight line from the front door to the balcony. Like it's a perfect straight line basically, and it's kind of annoying when you open all three. Because opening all
Oh, yeah.
three,
So Stevens was into surgery today.
or what?
Nierstenen.
Ooh, kidney stones. Ouch.
But she seems to be doing okay.
Recover. Like, was it local or like complete anesthesia?
Complete.
Oof. That. You'd rather have local because that has that has less effect on your entire body. Like total actually means most likely that you've had a tube shoved down your throat.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know
Because
exactly what they did. I wasn't there.
if you go
but-
under complete anesthesia, you basically. Well, the thing is, you can breathe on your own. I think you can breathe on your own, but you don't have any response if something were to go wrong. Which is also why you're not allowed to eat before surgery. Because if you decide to be a dumbass and do it anyway, what you'll find is your food might go up again. But because you're fully under, you do not have a gag reflex anymore. Meaning you will continue breathing while food is going down your throat. And into the part where you breathe. Which, as you know, makes you choke, but you don't respond to it. So you just basically fill your lungs with food. That's bad. But if you haven't eaten anything that day or have done any weird thing, then it's just that day or the week of the week after that, you might be a little bit I think this stuff does take a toll. It has to get out of your body and everything. But if the surgery
of
goes
course.
well, then hey,
Well, I haven't spoken to her yet, but from what I understand, everything went okay.
well, if everything went well, then that's good news. Right, let me quickly grab a drink, so I'll be right back with fluids.
Okay.
Okay. I should go to bed.
It's not that late yet.
No, but I have a job.
True. I don't.
You are jobless. No, that doesn't work.
Well, that's not true actually. I do have a Saturday job, but not a full-time job.
Wait, what's your Saturday job?
Well, I haven't started there yet.
So you don't have a Saturday job. You have an upcoming
No,
Saturday.
yes, I'll start Saturday. Who would have seen that coming?
Hmm.
No,
Right.
so basically my employer had he was like, okay, we really would like to keep you, but we don't have work. However, this other guy that we know and you have worked with does have work. That's basically how it went.
I see. I should go to bed, but I kind of want to write some more.
Right.
But I don't.
Which,
But I'm not. I'm not really sure how to continue. Like I kinda do.
I am back once again.
hello.
Yes, my posture is good. Luckily, my posture is good. You don't have to keep. I've checked it because I was standing.
So, Jim, I've slightly increased one part's complexity in exchange for removing entire parts of the build.
I see.
Let me get a dispatching
Mainly
license.
the collection system actually detects your death now instead of your respawn. It's been equipped to actually handle the amount of items that could go there. If it stacks upon
What's a
stacks, which could
DH4
happen.
efficiency?
I just have to create a system that deals with the items now, I guess.
Maintenance is 3.5 as opposed to a 3.3. It is an engine that can handle a lot more. Yeah, I guess what do I have to go? What license do I have to get? Long 2. Wait, I have 130.
You need a license to be long?
Let me
Damn.
buy the museum license because it gives me
World must be hard for tall people.
well, you have long 1 and long 2.
Yeah, so imagine like you're
Let
just
me add that.
tall. And you can't help it, but you suddenly need a license to exist. Like
This isn't back in the day.
otherwise they'll like vacuum the oxygen out of your house or something.
They'll vacuum the oxygen of your entire planet.
No, just your house.
Also, let me buy concurrent orders as well because I would like to have concurrent orders. And yes, okay, I put the hydrate on the thing.
Wait, is Ducky in your chat?
Yes.
He's
What-
in the,
wh-
he's
wh-
in the
why?
call.
He
He's
is
in
here.
the call.
Because at some point I got
Ducky,
a lot, and I'm
what are
slowly
you
drinking
doing?
them away, and potentially getting a
You're
trying to
you're
get a
just
sponsor for
scaring
a
him.
drinking stream.
Yeah.
I know I am scary, but it shouldn't be that bad, now should it?
I mean, look, it does make sense he's scared of you because he's also scared of my drawing. So
Which one?
Well, if it's that one, then yes, fair enough.
which do you mean by that one?
You probably haven't shown him that one yet.
I'm not
The
doing
one in
This one.
D&D.
It's this one.
No, I mean the D&D.
Wait, did I?
Show me. Show me.
Show you.
I need to. Hold on.
I don't know if you want this, man.
I
It is
need
most of my money.
Let me find it. It's in. I think
Yeah,
it's right here.
just know that I have warned you, okay?
Alright, I can now pull heavier loads of 600 tons.
There he is. Don't. Just
That's hazmat.
don't ask. I
Speaking
don't
of
have any.
which,
I don't have
how
any
far
answers
along
for
are you?
About here.
Yeah, that clarifies it. Okay, so it's like last session. Oh, the chair! You're at the
Yes.
chairs.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
How long is the video now already? An hour?
Yep.
Gee.
An hour 33.
Yeah, so it's gonna go down to like an hour
Hmm.
15 or something like that.
No,
Give me
it's
an
gonna.
idea.
No,
What do you think?
probably an hour. Probably an hour and 45 something.
Or you think that it's gonna get longer the more you edit?
I need to edit this part still.
Yeah.
Then I've
So then
hazmat.
time's gonna go
Mhm.
down. Oh wait, like that. Oh, it's an hour and a half till this point.
Yes.
Oh. It's gonna be a
That's
long
not-
watch.
Yeah, I've kind
Yeah,
of been looking if I could
although-
remove stuff from.
We
Same
still
joke, but-
need to organize a premiere.
That's
Yes.
not that hard.
Where we all go to. Well, Jim, since your video, we all go to your place.
Or
Just
rent the cinema.
Sure. If you pay, sure.
Can I come?
Well, if we're gonna rent a cinema,
if
yeah.
you pay,
right. So we have these
Um,
offers to do. We have
uh,
if we put them. Wait, there's a map there. We have 3 offers going to food factory that's up there. So the quickest route would be go out there, up there, go up, loop around, and back. What I could also do is take this job with me as well, the scrap metal. Go this way, and then go up this way. Sort of take a slightly longer route, but I would go through the... I would get 12 grand. So wait, if I keep myself to the limit of 600 tons, assuming it remains dry, which it won't, but well, it's already raining, so yeah. It is almost 12. So it's almost at the end of the rain period. Oh wait, no, we're in the rain period right now. This is so we're at 500 tons then. This job is more, so that is 491. Nice. I suddenly get a notification on Twitch that it says King Ducky is the new top clicker at 5 views. Wait, 5 views already? Huh. Nice. Let me have more of a drink. I'm thinking of doing this. Like, first picking up this one, the load of empty cars, and then picking up the scrap metal. Or backing up into the scrap metal and then blasting away. And instead of going up to the machine factory, we go up to the food factory.
Right.
Which-
Okay. So getting a lay in a minecart is very difficult. Good to know.
If I can get a dolphin in a minecart very easily, then an LA should be possible as well.
Well, an lay is like significantly more challenging, I'd say.
If you can get him into a room,
Oh fuck.
you get the LA into a room, right? Then from there, you put a minecart in that room that is 1 block tall. You just move it around. You can put it on a leash, right?
Yes, but they fly.
Can you not get into a 1 tall room and then just shove a minecart?
Yeah, well, they fly.
Tie it to a post, build a 1 high, like a 1 block tunnel.
I am doing that as we speak, but
Put rail in it, put the LA like somewhere in it.
I am working on it.
Like put a trapdoor on both ends.
No,
trapdoor on
okay,
one end.
no, that's already no.
Minecart on the other, and just send. Wait, how many cars is this job? Like 11 cars. Now we're heading into the territory of long trains.
Okay, there we go.
Bought a bigger, like I bought the license to a bigger locomotive.
How do these guys work anyway?
What LAs?
Yeah, I want them to sort out unstackables, specifically pickaxes, but
If they're all unenchanted, I think they just.
no, even enchanted should work, but I don't know how to set it up.
Like, don't they just take everything you put in, you give them, and just.
No, they are able to sort specific items, but I don't quite recall how it works.
Right, it's not there. So it's either at. We've already checked the D and the G yard. I'm gonna check the E yard, but if it's not there, I'm gonna have to go to the C yard, which wouldn't be a problem anyway.
I'm gonna go. So,
Alright.
Alright. Bye.
And then there were 3 of us left. Probably because it's already 22:45. And it's Wednesday. Also, I just had a very bad idea that I'm potentially thinking of doing. Because if I want to stream more than I do right now, you know, to keep growth going, because, well, 4 hours a week doesn't cut it. I either need to stream more evenings, just do more days in shorter streams, especially if I'm working, or I need to start earlier. Which would mean I would include dinner on stream. Or I have to put a break in it for dinner. Something I don't really want to do because that is just... It's not really social towards, you know, the rest of the family. Like, yes, I want to see growth, but I don't want to have it go. I don't want to grow, but at the cost of family. Because I do actually know somebody that probably is also bought viewers as well to get to affiliate. Or bought followers. But apart from that, it's still kinda like that friend. Like it was a friend of school, like school friend. He just suddenly dropped everyone, like without notice. Like as soon as school was finished, it was just done. Which I can understand. Somewhat, but like there was no indication that he would do it. Usually if you want to do that, you want to basically leave the friend group that you have had since you were a child, you slowly distance yourself over the last year, or you indicate, hey, you are good friends, but I don't see a point in upholding the friendship after we're done here. I'm gonna leave. Goodbye. I feel like you also need to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the fact that sometimes people just can't handle that.
1.19.
I forgot to look for the scrap metal. Awesome. Because that's also a thing that I have sometimes. Like, you want to be nice to people, you don't want to bother them too much. But sometimes you don't have you don't have any other option. And it's also that some people need to learn how to communicate properly. Because with clear communication, everything becomes better. And also, if there's one thing that I've learned from calling, because over the last few, like you know how much difficulty I had, Jimmy, as well, when calling to get my internship ready. Right? You know the struggle that I had with that.
With what, finding a job?
No, calling
Oh, yeah.
for the internship. Well,
Yeah.
over the last couple of days, I had to, like, last couple of weeks actually, I had to do a lot more calling.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized
Good then.
how many of said calls could have been a text.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, well, that was a 2-minute
But-
phone call.
Yeah, but it's the fact that it is a call. That's what matters in this case.
Also, glass is empty, which means I can put another mark down.
Yeah, Joe, when drinking stream.
Drinking stream is when I have a sponsor.
You know, because I did spend all of those channel points. You know, they were worth money. You know, so I essentially spend money on you.
Yeah, I gave you a mug for it. Of a proper size.
Well, I will.
I'm
once
not
I-
even sure if what I just said is true. I'm just talking.
Oh,
off
you
my
gave
ass.
Twitch money for it. You gave Twitch money, basically.
I don't know. What else can you do with channel? Can you sell channel points?
No, but you've basically been watching my content, which means that you've used Twitch as a service, which I
Oh,
think just
yeah, okay.
and you've watched ads for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I watched ads for this shoe. I want my compensation in the form of a drinking stream.
What would we even do on a drinking stream?
What do you mean we?
Or
You.
what would, like, what would I even
You.
do apart from just
You
drinking?
would drink. You drink.
Because there's a limit to how much you can drink. Otherwise, just gonna be going to the toilet.
Well, in that case, it's gonna have to be multiple.
Yes, but I would like
A
a
drinking
sponsor for
marathon.
that. A drinking subathon.
Yeah.
Th- th-
Every
th-
hydrate you add to the timer.
No.
This sounds very much like a Dutch party of some kind.
Jim, are you familiar with a YouTuber that decided to upload a short saying that for every like or subscriber, he would drive a certain distance in the game My Summer Car? It ended up, I think, taking over a year to drive 6,000 kilometers. Because that many people were like, we're gonna make him suffer.
Does that take you a year?
6,000 kilometers in game.
In real life, that's like
You know, you cannot do it
6 days?
continuously, right? 6,000, 6 and 3 zeros.
yeah. You can drive
6,000
that in a
is-
week.
Like,
I don't know in what world that is, but
like
When we go to Austria, which is 12. Wait,
1,200.
wait, that's
Possibly.
1,200. Never mind. Never
Yeah.
mind.
You do it in like a day or two, probably 2 days.
1.
1. Yeah, but you drive
We
continuously,
do that
probably
shit
with
in
multiple.
one go.
Yeah, but you do it. I assume you shift drivers around.
Yes.
Like one moment your dad drives, one moment your mom drives, one moment you drive.
No. Last
You-
time
oh,
we
you-
went to Austria, I didn't have my license yet.
Yeah, but right now you could basically
okay.
have 3 possible drivers.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, but if I were to go with my family, I would be the designated and only driver, which means that I would have to do it in one, either do it in one pool, or book a
Yeah.
hotel somewhere, like 2 hotels, and do it in thirds.
Just give your balls a tug and do it in one go, you coward.
What do you think would happen if I were to do that?
You'll be there in one day. Or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would be dead on the side of the road from an accident because I fell asleep behind the wheel.
Nah, you could just drink enough of your iron brew. That will keep you awake.
there's
That
actually
will-
surprisingly not that much sugar in iron brew.
Yeah.
Turns out.
You were there,
you
Jim,
mix
when
it
you
with-
when you looked that up.
You mix it with cola.
Yeah, Coca-Cola is one of the worst actually.
I know.
Well, Gamer Subs isn't gonna save me either for that. Like, no amount of energy drink is going to save me. But I should actually, I can possibly do that after the stream because it's still have to text a family member regarding the next possible Twingo. Because, you know, I would like to have a car at some point in time. And rather quickly. Right, that will slow me down enough so that I slowly bump into that because I turn the engine off. It becomes foggy and that's really annoying that there's fog now. Because I'm looking for a generic deliver scrap metal. Also, I feel like I should clean my keyboard because some keys are starting to stick. Or give weird inputs, and I feel like I should clean it. But like thoroughly, like almost fully take it apart and clean it. But I guess in order to practice that, I should probably first build a model car. Because that is finicky bits with glue. I did actually get more super glue. I now have a gel and a liquid. Which means I can just use the gel for... Well, I think it would much rather work with a gel. Like apply a tiny dab of it and just use a toothpick to kind of spread it thinly over the edge. And then just glue it on. But I still have to clean up my desk. I do also have way too much paper. Still. Because companies just are like... Yeah, what do you want? What do you want if you're gonna... What do you want to get if you start with us? Oh yeah, here's a metric fuck ton of paper. Like, here's a note block. And then a little bit later, here's another note block. And then again, here's another note block. And that just keeps happening until you have 20 of them. And I also have way too much pencils, actually. That's a secondary problem I have. Too many pencils, pens as well. So I just don't have to go and buy office supplies for, like, the next 5 years. If not longer. Like, even this pencil here is still very long. I don't have to sharpen it yet. I think I do have also a shorter pencil that does need kind of sharpening. I'm still annoyed that that car was bad. Like, I was kind of banking on it to be the car that I would buy. So I can have a car for Monday, but it is starting to become unlikely.
Yeah.
Unless I either
Oh, wow.
find one close to you, so you can come with me, depending on if you have time. Or I have to find somebody else that's willing. Is it 33? Yeah, it's here. Unless there's somebody else that's willing to do it that has somewhat, like some knowledge of cars.
Yeah, that would be most convenient.
Yes. Because well, you have to look on top of the car. Like, are there no dents, or is there no corrosion on there? Is there nothing really wrong with it? Then you go to the there you go towards the bottom of the car. Like, first check, of course, is if the headlights aren't just hazed and kind of bad. Something that would get ticked off at the next yearly inspection. Because that's also a thing. I probably only have to drive the car for a year. Because next year, when I actually get an official contract, hopefully, I get a car from the company. I get a company car. I can get private lease where I just... Wait, if private lease do you pay a monthly amount for the car still, or does the company pay that?
Depends, I guess.
Because I feel like it is sort of more towards... Also, the neat thing about a lease private lease car is you get the added bonus of not having to care for it. Like, oh, something goes wrong. No worries. Just bring it to the dealership and they will give you a replacement while they fix yours.
At least that's the hope.
Yeah, but that because you go through a company, if they treat you badly, the company's going to be like, "Oh, well, we're not dealing with you anymore." And that's not what the dealership wants. They want to keep you at their dealership. But that means they have to provide you with a service. A service that, if provided badly, ruins reputations. That is something that I'd love to have that as a luxury problem, but I guess for the first year it's gonna be, if I'm gonna be stranded by the side of the road, it's my problem.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, great, it's all... Let me delete these cars and undo their brakes. But all their reservoirs are over on that side. Oh no, I have to go all the way to the back. I miss my dash. Why? And my phone is fully charged. Let me unplug it. So the crap battery doesn't become more crap. It's still 37. This ends and becomes 26 or 25. Difficult to see at that angle. 26, yeah. Right now I must pull forward. Right, let me enter the train. Start pulling forward here. I don't even know why I grabbed the other one. Like the other cars. Apply one handbrake so it doesn't roll away. Then pull these into a different track. Push them back, bring them back in. Hmm. Why are we crawling along so slowly? Oh, I know why. I had some brakes applied on my train. Whoopsie. I guess because this can despawn anyway, I could put it on the loading track.
Yep.
But yeah, that also does mean that sadly car shenanigans will remain to be seen.
Only potential shenanigans for now.
Well, it is gonna. The shenanigans are inevitable. I will tell you that much.
Yeah, okay.
It's just that for now, the shenanigans have been set aside for a couple of days. In order to make sure that I get to I get to buy a good car that actually functions, as opposed to when it says no to starting.
Yeah.
Just, I think it was my uncle. Yeah. Like, we exchanged views. Like, we just looked at each other. And he shook his head like, no, this is not it. And I was like, yeah, this is not it. If it does it, I'm not willing to buy a car that is non-functional. As I said, I already have
But-
one of those.
Well, that's oddly reasonable.
Yes, I am sometimes a quite reasonable person. I'll just probably stop that train from moving. Did I switch the switches correctly? Yes, I did. Now I'm gonna have to do some panic maneuvering, because I have to put a handbrake on this rolling bit of train. Which can be done quickly if I do this. Right, this one I'll slowly stop. Then this one will arrive with too much speed, so I have to hop on it quickly. If I just do this, I'm doing 10 kilometers per hour. And I need to do like 5. See, I'm currently doing 5 and we haven't connected yet. Hoppa, connect and link, and then throw air through the system. Meaning that the reservoir is entirely... it's just emptying slowly. Right, well, let's start a gentle tug forward. It shouldn't weigh too much. It is this one. want to go this way. Also, I do find it funny that some of my, like, the family friends, you know, like some of them that are my age went to get their license and just went for automatic as opposed to manual.
Idiots.
Exactly. Like, even if you're just planning on driving an automatic anyway, because, you know, it's a lot easier to drive an automatic than a manual, that's just how it is.
Is it though?
I've
Oh, yeah,
driven
okay,
both,
yeah.
and I can say pretty easily it is a lot easier. Like, you don't have to shift, you don't have to think about shifting, you just put it in drive and go.
Mhm.
Although the annoying thing is, with most older manuals or older automatics, they have an identity crisis every time they have to shift. Especially
Yeah,
from a
that-
standstill. Like, if you're trying to get away at a traffic light, it's like, oh, you hit the throttle. Oh wait, I have to do something. Alright, which gear do we choose? And some of them learn from it, where it tries to get the most accurate thing, the most accurate gear in the way you drive. But if you have multiple people driving the same car, it's like 5 people trying to each teach a child a thing in a different way. The child will get confused. It will not learn anything. That is basically what's happening as well. I don't like it. Yeah, driving an automatic, like, unless you really fuck it up badly, but in like in a way that means that you have to basically be special in order to do it.
Everybody is special, Shul.
Yes, but you have to be a special kind of special if you want to stall an automatic.
Actually, a friend of mine recently did that.
How? How do you stall an automatic apart
How?
from maybe standing on the brake?
Okay, so not every automatic has a torque converter.
Yeah.
So if you brake rapidly enough, and so that the RPM can't change, doesn't have time to change properly, it can shut off apparently.
So if you
If it-
absolutely
If you
slam the
absolutely
brakes,
go full anchor, it could
stall out.
happen. Yeah.
But wouldn't the built-in systems automatically restart the car?
No, it's a cheap Polo, so no.
Oh, it's a VW.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it a reasonably new one or is it an older one?
It's an old one.
Does it have a dual clutch?
No, don't
Because I should
think
strip-
so.
But it's on a YouTube short that the Volkswagen, well, it was the Golf that was kind of the first car that had a dual clutch transmission. Like a production car. It's also still funny to me that some people just think that having those flappy paddles behind the steering wheel counts as... Wait, is it gonna switch? Yes, it is. Counts as driving a manual even though there is no clutch pedal at all. Like, yes, you're still manually switching the gears. But all you're doing is giving orders to a computer to do that. Instead of the computer doing it itself, you decide when to shift. When in a manual, when you decide to have a shift, you have to first put your foot on the clutch, push it all the way down. So you disengage the transmission from the engine. Then you shift into another gear. Then you gently reconnect them by letting your foot off the clutch and applying throttle so you can accelerate. Or, you know, maintain gear. Maintain a certain speed but in a lower RPM. So you're not just sitting on the highway in 4th gear, absolutely screaming along. That's when you decide, I need to shift up 1 gear to 5th or maybe 6th if you have that.
Is that a thing?
What?
I need to test something.
I'm sure there are people that absolutely drive in 4th gear on the highway. Just when the car is just screaming along. Also went to the fair again today to get in to go.
Is cobblestone not insta-mineable?
I'm not sure. But you know, are you familiar? Are you
At least
familiar?
switching from smooth to cobble seems to slow things down a lot.
Are you familiar, you know, with the like roller coaster? Like if you go to a fair that travels around the country the entire year, and you go into
Yeah.
the there's a roller coaster. There's a roller coaster that just spins.
Yeah.
That one is fun. Although sadly
Okay.
it's only like detached for the second half of the track. Like it's basically like you have one 90-degree left, another 90-degree left, and then you go up. Velvy? What? Like you have this roller coaster that kind of just it remains stationary, but as soon as you go average,
By the way, Jules.
yes.
Well, actually, Jim has villagers too, right?
Yeah, I do have it. Yeah.
Because we're gonna need, depending on how many players we want for Spleef, we're gonna need a lot of pickaxes.
The train. Like this is a DH4. We upgraded from the DE2 because DE2 is
And they,
even though
and they
this is
all
starting
need efficiency
Look,
5.
locomotive,
when
it is
we
shit.
built it, we take the diamonds, we'll just give stone or wood to the others, you know?
Yeah, then the game doesn't really work if we do that.
Of course it does.
Well, the speed element of breaking the floor kind of goes away. I'm
Yeah,
also
so-
noticing that mining cobblestone, for whatever reason, is slower than regular stone, so I'm gonna have to switch or change some stuff in the generator, but I don't really know how to fix it.
Well, also, Gaming Baron. Now I have an idea.
Alright.
Our mind. I have an
Why?
idea now. Putting a channel on the Discord server called The Fridge.
Fuck. Nah,
I guess-
No, nah, I don't have to, I'm gonna go to bed.
You're what? You don't.
No.
He does not want to hear about the fridge.
No, I don't have. No, because that will take another half hour.
It's just gonna be a channel where you can post pictures of your food.
I could have done that today.
Alright, goodbye.
My. Like, what I had today was something that I wanted to make for a while, but only got to it today. In the Netherlands, you have a snack called frikandel. It's the only way I can describe it is just meat stick. Because that's what it is. Just a stick of a bunch of different animal meats shoved together.
Yeah, it is all just the leftover meat, typically.
It is mainly chicken these days, but there are still remains of other, like cow,
Well, even
pig,
horse is
a
sometimes
little bit
in
of
there.
horse, possibly. Yeah,
I used to bully my sister with that a lot back in the day.
horse consumption.
And she was like, no.
But there is also an XXL version of that one, which instead of it being around 10 centimeters, is 30 centimeters in length.
And the diameter increases.
Not even. It's just longer.
It does increase.
That's a different snack. It might increase slightly, but it's pretty much close to the original, just elongated.
It's not much bigger, but it is bigger in diameter.
And like
For
3
sure.
times as long. But the best part about that is that instead of like sometimes you can, if you want, you
crap.
can get that like in a normal frikandel within a bun. But there are no buns that are 30 centimeters long, and not gonna put like 5 buns next to each other, put it on there, and eat it that way. I don't have 5 hands. So I've previously pitched the idea to a friend. We decided that today was the day we would buy a baguette. Because those are long. You know, long stick bread, basically. Put it in there with sauce, and then eat it. It was good. You will not be hungry afterwards, because you've eaten half a baguette and 30 centimeters of meat. You would have shoved 30 centimeters of meat down your throat. Well, Gaming Baron, I think I'll see you around sometime. At some point. An excuse to go to the Netherlands. Meat sticks. What is the composition actually? Let me take a look at that real quick. If I tap out of the game, it should still be going. Yes, it is still going. I am not tapped into the game right now. Bong. Alright. Wikipedia, there we go.
Jules,
Yes.
if you do you think you can set up the pickaxes for the game?
Not sure. Let me. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Alright. In Europe,
'Cause
it's 40% chicken, 25% pork, and sometimes horse. The rest is water. Yeah, breadcrumbs, other stuff. Spices, onion. You know. Yes. It is actually. Oh, come on! It moved again. It is literally just like as it's being produced, just indistinct meat, which actually would be good. Is good for the environment. You know, less food waste.
I suppose so, yeah.
Because you will not have to waste food. Because otherwise, if you have the animal, and the animal is dead, then at some point you're gonna have to get the you're gonna have leftover stuff on the bones and everything, and if you can use or stuff that isn't really edible on its own, but it's still meat, then you can take that off and reuse it. And it's deep fried anyway, plus you add a lot of sauce to it. Like mayonnaise. If you just put a lot of sauce over top of it, of course it's gonna be delicious. Also, going to the fair when there are a lot of children is not a good idea. Because we went into this sort of like funhouse type of attraction where you have the it's basically just a sort of parkour that you can do. But don't bring your children into it. Like we had, while we were in there, a dad who wanted to take pictures of everything. Like every little obstacle the child went over, dad stayed behind to take a picture, holding everybody up. So we moved slowly because of them. I'm gonna turn the engine off here because I'm gonna have to turn in the job. I'm gonna have to start the jobs. And then run back and drive away. But as soon as... like, that eventually went decently, but then there was a child.
Dun, dun, dun.
That there were some rollers on the the floor where you can just stand. You just hold on to the sides, just pull your, because they're all just stuff to lean on and stuff to hold on to on the sides. Because you know, slight bit of safety. There are guardrails, sort of, or handrails. You just hold on to those and pull yourself forward. But that child was scared. It didn't want to go on there, holding everybody up. Like absolutely everybody. And that's just really annoying because you don't get to make progress smoothly. You do a step, then you wait some more. Because guess what? Children are being slow and crying and annoying. Yes, I know you're at a fair and children are allowed to go there as well. Wait, A6 inbound? No, don't tell me. Oh, that's gonna have to be a drop, isn't it? Yep. I'm gonna have to do a sketchy drop here in a bit. Because I have to go to A6 inbound, but my train is no, actually, it is perfectly fine. I can just back into it, I'm realizing now. Because it's gonna come from the bottom, I can just back into it. That's why I'd rather go to the fair in the evening. Or like night. Well, night not necessarily, but just if you go around 9 or something. Then everything becomes better. The children are all in bed, basically, or at home. And all you have to, and then you just have the like 15-year-old and above instead of the 4-year-old with their parents that wants to go into some attractions and immediately regrets it the first step they take. Don't let your children do that. And also, that roller coaster is still fun. Like the first bit, you have like 90 degree to 90 degree up. Then you go up a lot. Then you have a little bit of a zigzag going on where you make a first a 90, then a 180 to the left, then a 180 to the right, then a 180 to the left, then a 180 to the right. Then you do 90 degree left, then you go down quickly and back up. Then you go around. Then you do 90 and 90 again. So you're below the first top part. Then comes the fun bit. Because after like the second turn is 160. But what it does after that, it lets you go. Like you start, apparently it disconnects like a pin or something where you start to pivot around your axis while you're moving across. Like while you're still on the roller coaster. And they can sometimes go backwards over like a bunch of bumps. Like you go down and back up and down and back up while it's still turning. It's a pretty short roller coaster. It's kind of a waste of $4, but and those claw machines are obviously a scam. They just wait till you've shoved enough money in there to sell your soul. And then maybe they'll give you a plushie that's worth $2, if not less. Wait, I have the dispatcher license. I can change signals remotely now. So this one is to the right, this one is to the left. That is good. This one is to the left. We want this to be to the right. This one is down, and this one is for south. Alright, I'm gonna have to get speed because there's gonna be a squeeze uphill. Then we have to do that. We do that because this one is this one to the right, so we don't go to forest south. Then we take a right there, we take a left there, we take a left there, we take a left there. So all signals should be correct. Emphasis on should. Let's see, did I turn the jobs in? Yes, I did. I sometimes forget to turn the jobs in. That results in a lot of trouble. I have had a point where I was like almost at my destination. I was going to the city south, to the museum bit. And right as I arrived, it basically just went. I said, look, oh, where do I have to stop? Sometimes my 7 gives double inputs or no input at all. That's why I said I have to clean my keyboard again. And then it's just like I was like, wait, I didn't turn it in yet. They are too far away. And there's no use. Like, you're done. You might as well just park it up somewhere and grab a new job. Alright, that's 40. Things are heating up. But my speed should be going up as well. Especially if I let go of a little bit of the thing that should. Should mean that most of it is actually safe. Yeah, there we go. Now my speed is picking up again. And here's a 1.5 uphill immediately afterwards. your your oil temp or your traction motors or your stuff barely gets to cool down before it gets shoved into another uphill struggle again. Also, I'm seeing more and more fat bikes, and it is slightly concerning.
It's actually very concerning, not slightly.
Yes, because many of them are what I would call brain dead. Because they are
That is a
riding them
generous description, yes.
just like they're riding them very fast and often without taking into account any traffic. Like some of them do it correctly, where you're like, I know I can obstruct traffic, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it a bit slower, and stay on one side. But 90% of the time, it is somebody that is not caring about taking other people into account and just go. Like, they do not care that you are there. They will just dodge you, nearly hit you, and bike off into the distance. Because I have a fat bike. I'm not even pedaling and I'm doing 30 kilometers per hour, if not faster. So I'm still of the opinion that all of these fat bike problems can easily be solved by saying they go faster than 25. Oh, well, that classifies them as like a scooter or like a motorbike light. So we're gonna give it a blue number plate. And in the Netherlands, if you give it a blue number plate, that means that you have to wear a helmet, you have to be at least 16, you have to have a license for it. It puts safety laws on it as well. Like, give it its own set of rules, qualifications. Basically, alright, you can drive this, but you have to be at least 16. Currently, the minimum age is 14, which is still way too low. Because, that's when their confidence is up, but their responsibility and sense of responsibility is at an all-time low. Because they are going to secondary school and it's their second or third year, or fourth year. But if it's their first year, it is well known that freshmen, for example, if you're in the United States, is kind of shy, doesn't really know where to go at the start. It's just overall a little bit weird and funny. But as soon as they're through that year and they're now out in the open, they've gone through the first year, they've gone through the break-in period, they're now fully loosened up. That just means that everything is gonna go wrong now. Immediately.
Man has a lot of faith in other people, I guess.
Well, I mean, as a freshman, you're kind of you know, pretty new to stuff, you are careful. But as soon as you're through the period onto your second year, you become sort of reckless. We're putting those people on fat bikes.
Yeah, why not?
And we also tell their parents that it's their responsibility to check if their child's bike has its speed limiter removed. Because that's a common modification. You remove the speed limiter. Like, that's why police in Amsterdam have a literal mobile rolling road that they use. Where they... or a dyno, basically. They put the fat bike on there. They measure the speed it goes, like they measure the top speed, and if it exceeds the build, as it exceeds the law, then your bike either gets seized, you get a fine, and you get to tell your parents, I removed the speed limiter on my bike, the cops found out, I now need a new bike. Or I need an alternative. Because I can now not transport myself anymore. Like, I feel like if I were to do that with my mom, I would basically be told, well, you did this yourself, go walk. Experience the consequences of your own actions. Which is good, in my opinion. Like, we should, like, I'm of the opinion that you should guard a child for, like, the big mistakes. Like, the big pitfalls that they can fall into. But the smaller ones, warn them about it. Like, make sure they know that it can happen, so they're not gonna be running, crying towards you like, you didn't tell me this could happen. Just tell them, like, hey, there can be some dangers with this. And yeah, if they make a mistake, they make a mistake. It teaches them and teach them that, hey, mistakes are okay. Don't do what my dad did and get mad at every little mistake, because that just gives a child with you know, major anxiety and gets them scared that they have done something wrong, or that they need to do something, that basically not being busy is a crime, and that every bad grade needs to be hidden from the parent. But if you say, alright, for example, if a child gets a bad grade, of course, if it continues, you should start looking at possible punishment. But it wouldn't be a punishment, it would more be like, hey, you're not doing too well, how can we help? But if a child gets one bad grade, don't go hammering on it that you need to study more and everything, because that child, like, if I got a bad grade, I know I fucked up. I mean, if you get a 3 out of 10, you know it's like, well, shit, I need to do better than this. But you're going to be dreading that if you come home, and your parents are going to be mad at you as well. It can be, often some parents see it as a push for improvement, but take it too far, and you're pushing your as I said previously, you're pushing your child into a life full of anxiety. So yeah, just teach your child responsibility, but as soon as, like, teach them that, hey, your actions have consequences. If you do this and it goes wrong, what are the mistakes that can happen? Can you take your precautions to make sure it does not happen, and make it overall better? But yeah. These days, I feel like a lot of parents just don't care what their child does, or they get mad at them if they've done something wrong. Like, I'm not for the entire, like, gentle parenting and just don't do any bad things to your child. Well, of course, you shouldn't do really bad things to your child. But if they make a big mistake, you don't have to guard them for any little bit of punishment. Like, teach them to, hey, if you make a mistake, own up to it. That's gonna, because that's what I figured out that I had to figure out myself. Isn't that fun? That if you own up to your mistakes, people are gonna see you as an honest person because you are honest, and problems are solved way quicker. Because guess what? They actually see that, oh, you've made an oopsie, and that needs to be solved. Well, we have extra people here. Like, you're with multiple people, you can now solve the problem together. Instead of the thing that what basically my instinct has taught me is, if you make a mistake, try and hide it as best you can. So nobody finds out about it, and nobody can get mad about it. Isn't it fun?
That don't work.
No, isn't it fun growing up with a single traumatizing parent?
I don't think fun is the way to describe it.
Ooh, almost made a mistake there. Yeah, fun is probably not the best way to describe it, but I mean, it is interesting. It teaches you stuff.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, fun story. At some point, I bumped into the back of a somebody was learning how to drive because they just slammed on their brakes without looking behind them. I still sometimes think, wasn't that an insurance scam? Like, was right around a corner as well. And I didn't tell my dad because I was scared he would get incredibly mad at me. A day later, he showed up and I was still in trouble. A lot more trouble because I decided to keep quiet about it. And yeah. We filed the insurance stuff, and I think the probably were like, yeah, it was a learner. We're just gonna wave it away because, well, they're a lot more prone to accidents. Also, braking right after a corner, like fully stepping on the brakes, is
Not
a
a
bit
great
of
idea.
it's a bit of a weird thing to do. But yeah, if your child does that because they are scared of punishment from you, the parent, you need to really look at how you've been teaching your child. Because you've done something wrong. And also, if you are respectful of your children, because my mom, on the other hand, was really nice and actually did a very good thing that I don't see a lot of parents use. That if you say no, tell why no. Because that gives you the opportunity to say no because it is reason, and as a child, if you come up with another good reason to still do it. Like, for example, you want to go somewhere and she says, no, you cannot go on your own, or you can't go because you'd be alone. They say, well, what if I bring a friend with me? And you can all. Then it's like, oh yeah, well, you're not going alone, then it should be fine. Like, then that gives you give the space for, once again, clearer communications. And you also, as a parent, need to be open to changing your mind. Like, if it's no one time and your child gives a valid argument, then you need to be able to say, alright, I guess so. Because if you say, well, no, because I don't want to, that's
The
children's
classic no, because I
excuse.
said so is also very annoying.
That is the worst one of them all. Because that
Yeah.
just means that I'm the adult, I have the power here, and if you don't do what I do, then, well, that sucks for you. That once again often results in unnecessary punishment. I'm playing Subway servers right now in Derail Valley. Just running on top of a train. And then sitting on the buffer. Oh yeah, the train is already rolling forward. I need to catch that train. What if I do that real quick? You know, get on board here so I'm quicker. Then slowly but surely back up. If we keep the speed low enough, it should be fine. Right, we are now officially moving backwards. Yeah, it is also gonna be nice when I have a job that I can be just sort of somewhat independent. I also need to still, as an adult, after like over 2 years, still get into the headspace that, yo, you can just do whatever you want. You're an adult. Like, nobody's there to stop you. Well, some people are still there to stop you, but like, I can just decide. Of course, I still have to take other people into account, that I can just say, hey, this day I'm gonna go somewhere.
Well, except that jobs and responsibility are a thing.
Jobs and responsibility are a thing that I'm gonna experience real soon. But once you have a job, that also gives you the power to do things. Because it's a job, and you can say, alright, well, this job affords me some luxuries, some thing called money. That's generally what a job provides. And I have some money of that left over. I can have some fun with that. And then you go and have some fun with your money. And then you continue working and saving and spending money until you have enough for either a house or you go. I guess I could possibly go and start the search for a partner. You know? I guess I probably should at some point actually start looking for that. Because otherwise I'm just going to be stuck in this forever loop of first I focused on school. Because weirdly enough, my dad has been asking me about that a lot more than now that I realize it. He asked a lot more of like, do you have a girlfriend? Or are you looking for one? And I just kept saying, well, I'm first gonna finish school. First gonna focus on that. Which in my mind
Now
still
school's
makes...
done.
Yeah. But now I can pull the trick of, yeah, but I first want to focus on my job. Is it still connected up here? Or is it just... It's just braking really slowly. I should probably apply a little bit of handbrake to slow it down. It hit the bump, but at a slow speed. Yeah, I could potentially start looking for a partner. So first of all, I have somebody, and second of all, that would make it a lot easier to buy a house. Welcome to today's economy, where you basically need 2 full salaries to live. Or at least if you want to live semi-comfortably in a house. That house part is very important and not an apartment. Because apartments, even though I'm currently in one, and they are decent. Wait, we're still backwards. Even though apartments aren't the worst.
Well, it's not preferable.
Well, it can be if you are either alone or with 2 people. An apartment is perfectly fine. I feel like you would need a house if you are starting to have children.
Yeah, okay, then it becomes pretty much a mandatory.
Yes. They get
Yeah.
wasted Triz. Hello, and that is true. Just played Derail Valley for a couple hours and 100k. I mean, I have 36k already. Yeah, earning... Like, as an engineer, I can earn enough money to easily afford living in an apartment. Considering I would basically have 2,000 a month left to live if the car exists, which is gonna happen, which means I basically can spend 1,000 on rent, which would get you a somewhat of an apartment. Where am I going? Yeah, I'm going there. You would also then have 1,000 to spend on, well, utilities. That's going to be another like 300 probably. And I have 700 to spend on food, which is, if I'm on my own, probably going to be another 200 a month. And That leaves me
200 a
with
month is...
for one person.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't eat with any luxury, then you'll probably get there. Yeah.
If you just keep making big amounts of pasta in one go.
Yeah, that helps. That always helps.
Because it would be the person that just makes like 3 meals of pasta in one go and just consumes that over time.
I mean, that is just kind of the way to do it. Yeah.
Like you cook like once per 3 days and then you just reheat meals. Or I buy Chinese food, which if you do it in the Netherlands and you spend like 40 to 60 bucks, which can be kind of expensive, but that is meals for like, that is dinner for 2 to 3 days.
Basically, yeah.
So cutting that in bits, that's already 20 to 15 bucks. It's still crazy expensive. But yeah, I should at some point see what I spend a month and basically budget from there. Or, as I said, live with a partner. So in that case, you actually have a you have 2 incomes, which means instead of having 2,000, you have 4,000 to spend on 2 people, which means you basically increase your money pool by a lot. Of course, once you decide to add children to that equation, a lot of that money goes out the window because children are crazy expensive. But comparing it to a Ferrari, like per year, like can you, like the child basically costs much as a Ferrari in a year. And also, if you've seen children these days, they are not okay. I guess anybody decided that they needed help yet, like fully supportive. Let's actually teach these kids that a phone isn't everything. That they can much better get a PC. No. But then, once again, it's like that's probably still also with the influx of fat bikes here in the Netherlands, the fact that the parents just don't care. And then I arrive and I'm just too old school, too much of a boomer, even though I'm just 20 years old, that I refuse to get an e-bike. Like, you will not get me to buy an e-bike.
What does that have to do with being a boomer?
Well, I feel it is kind of like new technology, because e-bikes basically just a lot more technology, which would be a lot easier to use as well. But I'm sticking to my old school, just use your legs as a form of propulsion bike. It doesn't mean that if you're cycling with somebody that has an e-bike, you are going to be suffering, because they can easily keep up speed up to 25 kilometers per hour, while you struggle to keep 18. I also need to work on my physical health. As in, more exercise, more stairs. I live on the 4th floor of an apartment, so sometimes you just decide, you know what, screw it, I am gonna take the stairs instead of the elevator. Stairs are often quicker. Especially downhill. Or going down the stairs. going up the stairs can be quicker as well, but it takes a lot more effort. And for me, often involves skipping some steps. I have taught myself to actually do that.
I haven't, I just do.
You're just like, why take every step if you can just take every other step and be up the stairs twice as quickly?
Pretty much.
It is also less steps. Nope. I wanted to press the horn, but accidentally pressed the fuel shut off. Whoops. Also, should probably lower the throttle a little bit and slow down. Considering, oh, I'm around here now, and this switch is coming up, and that's like 30 to 20. Yeah, also, for anybody watching this, as well as on YouTube, if you see this as a VOD, do you have any names for a car? Because if I get a car, I want to give it a name. I could also call it the Bushmobile. Just when you're about to leave work, you just, before you stand up and leave the office, you just scream to the Bushmobile and you just rush out the office. If you do that once, you'll probably be looked at very weird the next day.
I wonder why.
Yes. As I'm placing a bush person sticker on the rear window. Because I still have a lot of those. See, it's 30 and 30. And I need to
Crap.
go left. It's 30 flat.
I forgot about that.
Like, should I... Like, when is the big event? When is the next convention that I'm going to? There's the big question. I think it's next year. It's gonna be TwitchCon next year. Probably gonna do Gamescom next year as well. In Germany, but TwitchCon will, I think, last year in the Netherlands for a bit. I'm gonna bring the stickers with me.
Of course you are.
And keep them on me. So if some people want stickers, they are very low quality. I will tell you guys that much. Like, they are bad.
They're not that bad.
Just don't let them out. Don't let
Quality.
them outside. Is the thing.
Oh, I haven't done that, so I don't know.
Because I've put one on a lantern at some point, on a light pole at some point, and it's still there, but it's just become white. Like because there's no layer on top of it. Usually it's sort of laminated. This isn't laminated. And that's the problem. But it was just 500 stickers for like 20 bucks. I've just occasionally put them somewhere. Because it's funny. I need to slow down. Wait, where do we even have to go? C. Oh, I'm gonna have to scroll. Almost perfect. Alright, C. Which is the straight through yard. C1S. So either I have to go through one of those, which either 4, 6, or I go around through the passenger one. It's all dependent on the situation here. Yeah, earlier this stream I actually did make 100k in one job. And that's why I have the DH4. An upgrade. Also, if I get a car, I am gonna modify it, but slowly. I am gonna do it in a way that hopefully circumnavigates any massive insurance price hikes. Which my train of thought is, I only modify the parts that break. So let's say your suspension starts to get tired. Time to get some coilovers underneath. You know, why not? Nice, it looks empty. Or like your air filter's dirty, or your exhaust starts to leak. Let's put sport exhaust on it. You know, slowly modify it as it goes. And then, boom, you end up with a modified car after a couple years. Good thing there are no cars here. Right, let's let the reservoir charge up. The station is there. Oh yeah, this is a long one, isn't it? The roundhouse is over there, right? Or the repair shack in this case. Well, don't see any demonstrator units just yet. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, pretty.
Do we play the game of chess to round it off?
I'm still streaming, but.
Well, you know what chess I'm talking about.
You mean the first-person one? Where last time you kicked my ass 3 times in a row because I just was fully out of it. That chess.
Yeah, well, we can do another one.
The one where you will still beat me because I'm not the best at chess. That one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time my plan with chess is if I don't know what I'm doing, my enemy doesn't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, turns out that don't work great.
Turns out the enemy just has their own plan, and hopefully you, by sheer dumb luck, throw a wrench into their plans.
Yeah, that's usually not how I play chess.
No. That's how I play chess, that's why I lose.
Have you played this game on stream yet, actually?
First FPS chess? Not sure.
Yeah. Well,
Not sure,
it's
actually.
about to be the first time then.
Well, considering I'm still busy operating trains and trying to find demonstrators.
Well,
The thing is,
I'll set up a game.
I kind of started over an hour late.
So you went
Because
on for 2 hours longer?
I started at 9:20. I've been going for almost 3 hours now.
Yeah, so that's already a long stream.
I'm trying to aim for 3 to 4 hours because of, you know, growth. If I don't,
Is there any is
Yeah.
there anybody in chat right now? I don't know, I haven't had your stream open.
well, we had Wasted Triz for a couple messages. We had Gaming Baron 1 in chat. We had Ducky in chat as well.
Yeah, even though he could just talk to you, but
Yeah, but in chat gives more of a boost to the algorithm and everything. Because it's still annoying that I'm basically... If you want to grow with Twitch, you kind of have to play the algorithm. And I'm not that kind of person. I'd much rather just do my own thing.
do what you do.
Yeah. Like playing Derail Valley for 4 hours straight.
Yes.
Like that's the problem. I might have to do multiple shorter streams if I work, because if I work, I have to wake up early. And if I then continue a stream till late in the night, it's gonna be detrimental to my sleep schedule. So that means I'm gonna have to switch shit up potentially, or or I move towards the weekend and just say we're gonna fill our Saturday with streaming.
Father, we're 100 out of 150, so you are getting there.
I did, I think last week on like 5 days ago. It was 5 days, or was it like a week basically? I think it was 5 days ago. Yeah, like doing your own thing is a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But I think it was last week I did reach a follower goal of 100, which I'm still very happy about, and I'm thankful for everybody that followed. Because I feel like like when I first started this a couple years ago, I was like, we're gonna see what it becomes. Just sort of for shits and giggles, right? Just why not? Then I kept doing it. First I did 1 stream, then 2, and I'm still thinking about adding a 3rd. Because, you know, as I said, if you want to grow, streaming 4 hours per week really isn't there. And that is the thing, right? That you have to take into account. You can't really grow if you don't stream. So that's a little bit of algorithm you have to play, like trying and just do what I want, and if there's more interaction, then there's more interaction. If there isn't any, there isn't any. I've had streams where my chat remained empty, apart from 1 message from a bot telling me to buy viewers. I had to change my chat rules for those.
Okay, I have created the thing, so whenever you're ready.
I'm still barking up my engine. Is there a demonstrator in there?
I'll take a sip of water real quick then.
Let's see one. How fast am I going? 10. I can just shut off my engine. Yeah, I mean... Oh boy, after break. Like, yeah, that is true. If you're playing a game, let's hope I can refuel. Yeah, after, like, I do like the feedback, and it is something it could do. Is it still raining inside here? No. Like, I do like the feedback because it does indeed sometimes get a little bit boring when you've been doing things a lot and just playing the same game a lot. Then stuff you've already done a million times, you're not going to explain again. Yeah, I guess I'm just repairing 19,000? Wait, have I even turned the job in yet? For what? This thing is not economical at all. Oh,
Me.
I spend 12 grand on fuel.
Yeah, well, fuel is expensive.
Ah. Making railroad models in Blender is nice. I've at some point been trying to look into I've at some point looked into Blender, but just haven't really done anything considering I just kinda got overwhelmed with all the shortcuts and things and everything.
I mean, you learn that over time, to be fair.
Yeah. Let's see, are there
And
any
it is
demonstrators
also
here?
not the 3D program we're used to.
No. Because at some point what I could do if I learned some of Blender, like I wanted this I have had a couple of car design ideas that I wanted to then I want to work out so I can, and if I know how to do it in Blender, I can just do the modeling. That is true. Look at detail and, well, unless you look underneath like some of the cars, and like if you look underneath here, the pipes, where do they go? Nowhere. Like if you look underneath, there's nothing.
Those, you mean those blue things?
The blue thing. Well, if you look underneath here, you have the air hose right here. That just goes into it. It doesn't
Oh
go
yeah.
further.
Oh, like that. Yeah, sure.
Like the air hose is just there. Sometimes not even. I have had it at some point where it just disappears. Yeah, where I have to look away and then look back just for it to pop into existence. There might be some slight bugs within the game.
Really now?
Yeah, let's see what the jobs are. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do another job this stream.
Well, the chess game is waiting.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. What kind of jobs do we have? Shunting. I do not have hazmat. I do not have the licenses to this. I'm just gonna throw it away. Wait, this one is... Nah.
Well, it's basically your fuel cost.
Yes. Although the fuel cost was from the harbor to the food factory. It was an all-round trip, basically. And I started with like 17, so I did make a profit. Don't get me wrong, I did actually profit off of this journey. Like this is a job that I would want to have. It's 18 grand, decently quick, and ooh, this city west though. Like I'd have to go all the way down here through the oil refinery. Not going into Forest Central because it would just be a weird workaround. Then into City West. Empty cars. Sawmill. Ooh. Wait. Oh, that's 2 500-ton things. That is not really... But yeah, I guess what I am gonna do is save this. And then change it to... Change my title.
Change it.
CFPS chess. Wait, or what I can do is actually go and
It is kind of annoying that I can't invite you because you're online. Well, actually, no, the first person in the list you just kind of can't invite in this game for that reason.
actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I could very easily do a raid. Let's first impress this button and deafen myself on Discord so I can talk to you, the viewers, without interruptions, because I am going to be ending it here soon because it's basically 12:30 here. It's midnight. So I guess I'm going to be leaving it with a raid for once. No dropping you guys in with, I guess, let's actually see if there is somebody streaming Stormworks. One person. So I guess I'm going to be dropping you guys off and with another chat. And yeah, I'm sure next stream will be on Wednesday. Or another Wednesday, on Friday it will be Stormworks. If you want to know what that looks like, I'm going to be dropping you off with somebody that plays it right now. And yeah, I wish everybody a very pleasant evening, night, morning, or afternoon. And for me, I guess, good night. As I wait for the raid to begin, of course. In 3, 2, 1...